What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got a really cool product today sent to us from ESR. It is a magnetic case for your iPad Pro. I do have an 11-inch iPad Pro here, but they also have one for the 13-inch, and this thing has an absolute ton of great features. So just looking at the package, you can kind of see how the iPad is raised up on the stand, giving you an extra like 3 to 4 inches of space. So if you're on an airplane, you can raise the iPad up to be more at eye level, and I'll show you that once we get this out of the packaging itself. You have 9 different angle stands, obviously that raised screen view that I was talking about, and looking at some of the features on the back, you have it stable for laptop use. You can kind of see that here where, that back is going to be on your legs holding the device up, so it's not going to fall over backwards. More on that raised screen view, and then a couple of different images of the different angles you can have that on and what they are good for. So even like a vertical view for reading, movies, horizontal, and then drawing, having a lower angle, and then just watching videos at a normal viewing angle. So we're going to get into it. We're going to open this up and test all these different angles to show you guys exactly how great this case actually is. I do want to say thank you to ESR for sending me this. I can't wait to review it, but appreciate them supporting the channel. And I'll have links down below if you guys want to go ahead and pick this up as well. All right, getting into the case, got our handy dandy knife here. Let's go ahead and slit that open. We do got something on the bottom, but I don't know if that's going to affect it. So here it is. You get a really nice unboxing. This is just kind of a cardboard sleeve, but really nice and put a lot of effort into that. So always appreciate that. Scan to watch a quick setup. We're going to skip that for now, but still it'll show you here directions on everything you can do with it. You do get a Apple Pencil holder on the back, and it can still manage to hold the Apple Pencil on the top of the iPad, but just for secure when it's in your backpack and it doesn't need to charge, you can have it in this little pouch, and I'll show you that as well. Little care guide, go ahead and put that to the side. And then taking the case out, we'll just put the entire box over there on the floor because we don't need it right now. And unboxing the case itself, this is in gray. I actually really like this color. This looks absolutely fantastic. So here you can see 6 of those different magnetic slots, and each of these is magnetic. So it's going to be able to stick, if you're moving around, you're not going to have this thing sliding out, and I'll show you that as well. But just the magnet right here is fantastic. They really kind of thought of everything for this case, which is great. On the back or front, depending on which way you look at it, here is your little camera hub, and then your Apple Pencil holder. I've got mine right here, so we can slide that in, and you can see exactly how that goes in. Super easy, very sturdy, isn't going to slide out or anything like that, but we'll keep that over there for now. Opening the case up, you can just hold this back. So if you were going to read something, especially on an 11-inch iPad, it's very easy to read something on. 13-inch, maybe a little bit different. Your hand's going to get tired or anything like that. But for the 11-inch, very easy to hold. You can go ahead and do that. One awesome thing also about this case is this side comes off. We're going to get rid of the paper in between. So this side comes off. So this is just your regular iPad case. And then you do have, your speaker grills on the bottom, USB-C charging right here, a little bit of drop protection on the sides, your Apple Pencil holder. We'll bring this back. Obviously, it's not going to magnet, but it does sit right in there. Your volume up and down rockers, really nice camera protection on the top, and then your on-off switch, everything like that. So these aren't just fully integrated, they are cut out, but on an iPad, definitely not going to knock that as much as I would on an iPhone. So I don't have any issues with the cutouts of the buttons here at all. That's totally fine, but super nice that they're able to give you this kind of case that comes out of it. And you can handle the iPad however you want. So if you don't want to be, holding the entire bulky iPad case the entire time, bulky, it's not that big, but this whole thing the entire time, you can go ahead and do that, take it out and be able to run with it. This is my dog. So here you go. With the case, I do have an ESR screen protector on it as well for writing and drawing. I use this a lot for work notes, and then drawing on the side, so you guys can probably see that little bit of glare, and then the cutout right here. But this is an ESR paper-like drawing pad. So do want to point that out as well. And you can go ahead and grab this. They did not send me one. I bought one on my own because I know they're great. But I'll have a link down below to that as well. So here it is on the back. You do get your nice camera bump there. It is inlaid, so if you do drop this, your camera is never going to be the first thing hitting the ground. Nice protection on the side. I'll show you that Apple Pencil magnetic thing right there, and you can see the Apple Pencil is charging. Obviously, it's fully charged right now, so don't need to handle anything with that, but still nice that it does have all that pass-through. Opening this up into the case itself, that is the back. So then what you do is it magnets onto this right here and then kind of folios down right there. You do get a lot of camera protection. This thing is decently thick. This is going to be your slat for lower viewing angles and drawing. And then if you're going to do the entire thing, you have the one down here for higher angles. And then you get a little bit of heat dissipation vents right here as well. So really nice since the iPad can run hot with the M4 chip. Really nice things that ESR thought about. So kind of opening this back up, you do have your case. It does flip over like that. And then if you ever wonder why I have hair on me or maybe on the screen or on the phone, it's because I have a husky and they shed like crazy. I try to keep as much of that hair out of videos as possible, but not always a thing with those dogs. So I'm going to try to get the best viewing angle possible. I might need to do some post video stuff on this. So whether my voice is over another video or not, just going to try to get you the best view on this. So here it is with the lowest viewing angle for drawing. If I slide this over to myself, it is pretty low right there. And this is what I use for all my note taking and things like that. And then bringing it back, you can see that there is a second notch and a third notch for even higher viewing angles as well. So you can kind of see that right there. There's 3, there's 2, and you can see it magnet too. So that's one of the really nice things about this case is these 2 things are magnets and they just sit there and they'll magnet right into those little slots. So it's awesome, always stays put. So those are your 3 different viewing angles for lower writing or content viewing. And then if you did want higher, you can use this bottom slat, and you can use the bottom slat, for any of these if you really wanted to change the angle up, but it's more so meant for these. So here's your highest angle, here's your medium angle, and then here's your lowest angle of the more vertical angles. And then obviously you can go like this or even low like that if you want to. And again, all these have magnets right there on the bottom and stick into this. So super awesome, fantastic product. Absolutely love that. So then if we just put this on the medium right here, we're going to go ahead and turn this. What you can do is obviously with this case that magnets off of this, you can go ahead and throw this on the top right there. So I'm going to try to change the angle and make sure you guys can see that. And if I need to create another video of angles and showing that, I will. But so if you're on an airplane or traveling or whatever it is, you have this thing just sitting on your lap, but you want to have it a little bit higher so your neck isn't so low. You can go ahead and put it like this, and this is absolutely fantastic. It adds about 3 to 4 inches right there, makes it a better straightforward viewing angle. I can't wait to try this on an airplane. I'm flying this week, so definitely going to be trying this out. I'll send a picture of it on my communities tab so you guys can go ahead and see what that looks like. And then you can also swap it into horizontal mode for reading like that. So if you were reading newspaper or an article, obviously not a newspaper, but an article or a news site or anything like that, you can go ahead and set it like this and be able to read it right up and forward. So super awesome there. And then putting it back on, goes straight like that, and put your Apple Pencil here. And then if you go ahead and close this all up, you can see that there isn't a strap to be able to hold this onto. So if you are traveling, putting it into a bag, anything like that, I would highly recommend just putting it back here because the Apple Pencil charges so quick, and you don't want to lose that because it's like $120. That's just going to be out the bag and can be gone in a snap. So definitely just want to keep that right in the back pouch, but you do get that magnet if you're just going to be walking away or just not using it at the moment. You don't have to set it on the table, which is super great. So all in all, if you are going to be buying an iPad case and don't need a keyboard or any sort of portable keyboard option for your iPad, this is 100% the way to go. It has so many great options. It isn't that thick, even though it adds a ton of functionality to it. You have two different ways of having viewing angles and having it sit and stand in different ways. You can raise the screen up if you're traveling on an airplane. You can have it magnetic vertically if you just want to sit there and read and not hold on to the device itself. You do get a ton of protection all the way around the device. And then if you really wanted to just take your iPad on the go and have a nice slim protection on it, still keeping, you know, that awesome iPad feel, you can go ahead and just take this out and be able to walk around and do anything you want with this while leaving this at home or in your bag. So 100%, I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. It is absolutely fantastic. It is 100% worth the money, and I'll have the codes down below and links for you guys to go ahead and purchase. Please go ahead and pick this up if you're looking at something for your iPad. Don't even have to necessarily use my link. Just go to ESR, go ahead and grab one of these. They have multiple different colors for whatever your preference is, but absolutely love this case. 9.5 out of 10. Thank you so much to ESR for sending me this case, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.